wanted to do this video today. It's quite a hard one for me to do. I have had a rough sort of couple of weeks, and since I lost the first baby I have struggled a lot more with my mental health. And the last sort of 2 weeks or so I've really sort of felt myself struggling that little bit more. I couldn't really sort of pinpoint why until it hit me that it was coming up to the 2nd anniversary of losing the first baby. And it's one that sort of creeps up, and although I think about the babies every day, it's so hard because if you lose someone you love, you've got all those memories with them, but we didn't have anything. There's nothing other than hospital papers and a picture of the pregnancy test. There is nothing else. There's just the mourning of the thousands of things that might have been, and it's so hard to explain to someone that you're grieving for someone that you never knew, and it is such a hard situation, and so many people have to go through it. Yeah, it's really hard. I have a box that sits on my mantelpiece in the living room, because they are always going to be, so you can't, I don't know if you can really see it. And inside has everything to do with all 3 babies that I've lost. But it's so sad to think that something that was such a huge ordeal to go through, and something that a lot of people struggle with, and that's all that those 3 lives result in, is one little box. I don't have any scan pictures from the first pregnancy. If you've seen previous videos you'll know that I only knew for a week before I lost the baby and had to go in for surgery. I had my left fallopian tube removed due to the ectopic pregnancy, and all that is left from that is the hospital papers that I had. My second pregnancy, I made it to 6 weeks, and we got to see the heartbeat on the screen, which was a huge thing. We thought we had it then. We thought that was it. So I do have that in here. Which is just this little blob. And this picture means a million things. It was the hope that we'd have our family and that something was finally going to go right. But it didn't. And it's something that doesn't get easier. As much as everyone says it does, fair enough, you don't sort of cry every day or anything like that, but there's something every day that reminds you that you don't have that. So if it's seeing someone on the street with a baby, you think that should have been me, or one of your friends tells you they're pregnant and you're over the moon for them, but there is a part of you that really struggles because that should have been you telling all of your friends and your family that they were going to have someone else to love as much as they love you. It is really hard, and I think it's something that isn't known, that people struggle this much, and I think it's something that should change. And this is why I chose to do this challenge, because I went through all of these feelings on my own, and I didn't have anyone that I felt I could talk to. Everyone would turn around to me and say it just wasn't meant to be, and I don't think anyone can say that. It was meant to be. I fell pregnant, that was my baby. And I blamed myself, I did. And even now I still think there must be something wrong with me. It's my body that didn't cope with that pregnancy. And as much as everyone says, oh, it wasn't your fault, that's how I feel, and that is the be all and end all. It was my body that couldn't carry those pregnancies. And I just feel lost. There wasn't that support there for me, and I don't want other people to go through that. And that's why this is such a good cause. It really is.